In January 2022, Smite will see its current season end and its 8th World Championship begin, where the best players from around the world will put on a show for a global audience. And if it's anything like the last two, it should be a blockbuster. But not quite the blockbuster of other MOBAs, with League of Legends and Dota drawing in some quite unbelievable viewing figures. After all this time, why isn't Smite up there with the big boys, and what can it do to not only draw in new players, but keep the current ones returning? I'm Caragold, and this is my thoughts on the current state of the game and what I'd like to see in the future. In the modern age of gaming, where yearly releases of games such as Call of Duty and any sports franchise churn out slightly changed editions every 12 months, with built-in pay-to-win features and charge you £50 for the privilege, a free-to-play game that has held its player base for as long as 8 years should really be commended. No matter what your opinion of the game is, it has remained free, and you could have played it for years without spending a penny. Unless skins of course are your thing, but they're optional, they don't affect gameplay, and they are by no means forced upon you. But Smite's player base has never truly hit the heights of some of the biggest hitters. It doesn't do badly by any means, it averages 15,000 players as of September 2021, and it's in the top 30 games on Twitch. And it maintains a professional scene which draws in thousands of viewers multiple times a week. So why doesn't a game as complex, rewarding and free as this match the likes of similar games? It has the advantage of being accessible and cross-platform, which the others don't, and it clearly has the longevity as it's been around for 8 years. Well, to answer this, I think we need to look at the player base. Anybody who has played Smite will know the complexity and depth of the game. It's not easy to just pick up and play, but once you get past the initial confusion, those who stick around often do for a long time. I myself have played for 5 years and I'm not ready to give up yet. From my time playing, I think the community can be split a couple of ways. You have the serious conquest players who want to hit masters every season or get as high as possible, and you have the casual players who don't want to learn conquest and just want to bask in the fun times of arena. There is of course a huge array of people in between these two extremes, but these are the two groups that the game is designed to keep happy. And in all honesty, that's the correct way to do it. The game is free, it has to make money somehow, so skins and battle passes bought by the casual players are what keeps the company running. But an active professional scene, high level players making content and engaging with the community is what keeps a game alive and keeps people coming back. The devs are absolutely right to cater to both of these groups, and both of these groups should respect each other, as like a dependent relationship. Without the other, they would both suffer as the game would likely die. But it's this separation in the community that is in a way one of the biggest problems to the game's growth. In my opinion, there are 3 areas the game just falls a little flat on, and it can do better. But before I go all negative, because I don't want to sit here and trash a game that I've played for thousands of hours, I want to say what Smite absolutely gets right. Firstly, mechanically, this game is solid. It has a roster of over 100 gods that continually grow, and the game blends a perfect mix of skill, tactical understanding and teamwork that makes playing with a group of friends one of the most enjoyable experiences in gaming, and I say that as a lifelong multiplayer gamer. No other game has kept me coming back for this long. And I already know what some people watching this are thinking and probably already typing in the comments. You'll make a reference to a glitch or an issue or a bug, which every game has, as somehow justification that the game I'm talking about that you care enough about to watch a video on and have played a lot yourself actually sucks. Well, save it. There are many criticisms for this game, but its gameplay isn't one. In fact, I think it's its biggest strength, because that's what people keep coming back for. Because in terms of longevity and replayability, there isn't really much else to bring you back in. Other multiplayer games out there like Call of Duty and FIFA bring players back with progression. You play more, you unlock more stuff, which makes the game easier, you play more and repeat. Now of course that absolutely cannot work in a MOBA, so don't for 1 second think I'm suggesting anything like that. In Smite, you come back and play the same game mode over and over. Each time the game starts, it's completely fresh. You don't carry anything over from the previous game to give you an advantage, but that doesn't mean you can't have progression. Let's take another game when every match you start is a clean slate. Fortnite. Somehow Fortnite has kept going for all of these years, and I say somehow because it's not a game I enjoy myself, but it's under a similar premise. So it's possible that you can have progression and unlocks to keep you returning. The only thing Smite really has is stars on gods, but why can't there be quests and challenges for you to complete that reward you with something to show off? A unique skin, a loading frame, or even an in-game title, or a challenge book on the home page full of different things to do. Well, honestly, for two reasons. For something like this to happen, Hi-Rez would need to ensure two things happen. Firstly, that these rewards don't give you an in-game advantage, but that's easy to do, just look at the challenge book comment. And the requirements to get them cannot involve a task that jeopardizes other people's games. For example, if the challenge was get 60 kills as a certain god, it may cause people to overcommit just to secure kills instead of playing correctly. But there is always a way around this, just have win a certain amount of games, hell, even make Arena the area to do it. I just cannot believe that a development team that are as talented as this just keep rolling out jump 10 times before the game starts as the quest for 9 years. Come on guys. Even the smallest bit of a goal to aim for will keep dedicated gamers coming back. Just look at RuneScape. People play that game for thousands of hours just to hit XP caps on a skill. They will stand there and click over and over on the same tree because it's a goal, it's a challenge, it's something to aim for. Smite can 100% do that because it already has the solid game mechanics behind it that keep people coming back. My next point is something that has bugged me about Smite from the day I played it, and I honestly think that fixing this solves a huge number of the game's problems. It's time to talk about ranked. Why in a game that fundamentally boils down to teamwork, communication and synergy can you not queue ranked as a 5? It absolutely fries my brain. Now I understand the arguments against 5-man queues, but I don't think they hold up. In all the time I have played multiplayer games, ranked is the game mode that is always seen as the pinnacle. It's the big leagues, it's where you will come up against the best of the best. So the argument that pre-made 5-mans will stomp their way through ranked, to me, is irrelevant. Good, let them do it. I would happily lose 100 times in a row with my 5 friends because the other 5 people we played against were just downright better than us, than lose once because the random that I'm forced to play with has decided to go troll, go AFK, or start a toxic argument with somebody else on the team. The problem with limiting rank to just duo queues is that the 5 stacks have to go somewhere to play, so they play casual. Yeah, that's right, the 5 stacks with the best communication and teamwork will be playing in the casual game mode, where people learn how to play the game. That logic to me is just flawed. Currently the rank system rewards individual talent. So many mid MMR games it comes down to how bad will my team be. And yeah, sure, the best players will rise to the top, win more than they use, yada yada yada. But is that really how you want to reward players in a MOBA? If you keep losing in ranked as a solo queuer in an open ranked system, it would push you to go and find a team, find a community, make friends and work towards a team goal of hitting a certain rank. That should absolutely be encouraged, because it loops back to my first point of adding an objective and goals to the game. It also means that you aren't playing ranked with some of the incredibly toxic members that unfortunately exist in every community, but seemingly more in MOBAs. You can play with your friends, competitively, and avoid the unfortunate racists and trolls that exist. Which unfortunately brings me on to my final point that I think holds the game back. The racists and the trolls. Seriously, bans need to be harsher, faster and stricter. Nobody should be facing any discrimination in any walk of life, especially not for participating in a video game. I've seen it countless times, I've reported it countless times, and I often find the same player just a few days later still online. Come on Hi-Rez, you've got to be better than that. So where does this leave the future of the game? In all honesty, I do worry a little bit for the game that I've played and loved for so long. After 8 years, it takes something truly special for a game to see huge growth all of a sudden. Of course, the community isn't dying by any means, but with such a saturated game market, to get an influx of new people, something does have to be adjusted. But I honestly think it can be. A small change could make a huge difference. Who knows, maybe Season 9 will bring us 5-man ranked queues and individual god progression beyond just a tiny little star on your border. We can all dream. Thanks for watching. If you liked this content, you know what to do, and good luck out there.